All right. Hello, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. We thank you so much for coming here today and joining us so that we can share with you information about Advent Health University and our online bachelor's program, as well as those programs we have for advanced imaging modalities. So I hope you all will enjoy this information. There is a chat box that is available for you. It's called a Q&A session. You're more than welcome to post any questions that you have throughout this presentation, and we will talk about those as we move through the program. All right, so just sit tight, grab some water, and let's chat. Okay, so our agenda for today is to talk about those online programs. For those of you that may not know, Advent Health University has an online Bachelor's of Science program in Imaging Sciences. We also have 3 certificate programs. One is in computed tomography, magnetic resonance imaging, and vascular interventional radiography. We also want to touch on tuition and how you can calculate your tuition for our university, as well as giving you some insight to those on our online team that can help support you along your journey. As you will see on these slides, there is a website. It is online.ahu.edu. At any time, you can navigate to that website and find out tons of information about our programs as well as our university. So let's really dive into the imaging sciences degrees that we offer here at AHU. So the bachelor's in imaging sciences can be completed in as little as 18 months. I am one of those products. I actually finished the degree in 18 months when I took it here at AHU. So there are 6 different tracks that you can choose from, depending on the interest that you have in imaging, whatever cumulative knowledge you're already bringing to the table, or where you want to go as you progress in your career. You can choose an imaging leadership track, which really helps you understand more of the leadership side of imaging. You can emphasize in computed tomography, magnetic resonance imaging, vascular imaging, sonography, and also an interdisciplinary track. This one really allows you to kind of explore the different modalities within imaging sciences so that you can get a better understanding of each of them. We also have those advanced imaging certificates, and those can be completed in 1 year. So those are degrees or certificates that we offer for students who are board seeking, who want to practice these in the field. So CT, MR, and vascular are the 3 that we offer here. So clinical education. When you are obtaining a certificate in CT, MR, or vascular, there is a clinical education component that is required to get you board eligible so that you can sit for the National Registry through the American Registry of Radiologic Technologists. And so we offer clinical experiences for CT, MR, and VI. For these programs, it's really unique because we work with you as a student to identify the clinical site that works best for you. So even if you are not in the state of Florida, where our university is based, that is okay. We work with you to identify a clinical site. Once you identify that and give us the information so that we can contact that site, the rest of it is up to us. We articulate with those different hospitals that you might work for or know of so that you can get your clinical practicum hours completed. Also, the students who are completing clinical education here at AHU and enrolled in one of our clinical education courses, we cover you under malpractice insurance. And so we know that is a big topic for hospitals. They want to make sure that they are not liable. So we offer that here at AHU. Now diving into a little bit more of the clinical schedule and your working schedule. We completely understand that you are working individuals. You have your careers, you have your home life, but you still want to go back to school and you want to advance yourself. So we work with you so that we can get the clinical hours that best suits your schedule. So for us to partner is the most important part. When we have that open communication, we can work with you and identify the days and times. If it's at nights, if it's weekends, days, whatever it is, we can be here to accommodate you. The American Registry of Radiologic Technology has a requirement that students must complete certain repetitions and certain kind of competencies, if you will, in order to be board eligible. So we work with you to ensure that you have the 125 repetitions for both CT or MR, depending on their certificate program that you're enrolled in. And vascular, there is a 200 repetition requirement. Additionally, in order to get you set up in the clinical sites in either Florida or outside, we want to make sure that you are getting evaluations back from your clinical site so that you can work to improve. And we also want to make sure that you can get your foot in the door at those hospitals. So any clinical information that we need for health records will also be obtained. Like I said, we work with you to really kind of make a schedule that fits you. We also do recommend that a student dedicates a minimum of 20 hours per week to clinical education. And the reason for this is because we want you to see a plethora of different exams. We also want you to have that compounded knowledge. And so therefore, if you go to clinicals one day for 4 or 5 hours, then that may not give you enough compounded knowledge to be successful. And then also it keeps you on track. Our clinical education courses are 14 weeks long, and so we want you to be able to get your repetitions done in that time frame. So let's say what to expect. Our courses are 14 weeks, 7 weeks, 5 weeks, or 4 weeks. It depends on the course that you are taking. All of our classes are 100% online. So there are no requirements for you to jump onto a class at a specific time that could conflict with your schedule. This is at your pace. During the week, there is a set amount of requirements that are due, and you can do those whenever you can. You have the ability to work ahead as well. So a lot of our courses are completely open, which allows you to get ahead. I know as a doctoral student that sometimes there are things that are coming up in my life that I may not be able to dedicate the same amount of time every single week. So I can try to front load some of that work and at least give myself a few free days here and there. We also have an amazing team of student managers, and they are really your point of contact. They are supportive, they are responsive. I use them a lot. They are just really there to help you. They answer any questions that you have about the program, advising questions, or really just how do I navigate or how do I manage my work and my home life and everything else. They are just an incredible team. And then tuition. So we have on our website at online.ahu.edu/tuition, there is a way that you can calculate your tuition costs for the program. So it depends on what classes you're taking or what program you're going to apply to and how much your financial aid will cover and then how much your out-of-pocket tuition would be. So it's a great resource to go on there and just try to estimate what your education will cost. So student resources. At AHU, we are really big on making sure that the student is well equipped, that you have all the resources that you need at your fingertips in order to be successful. So here are some links to our website that really help you better prepare for your application all the way through completion of your programs. So the tuition rates and the tuition calculator, as I mentioned before, really help you estimate your investment in your education. And then we have our financial aid page that tells you what options are available for you as financial aid. So these are awesome resources. Again, really something that you could probably take a few hours navigating through and just absorbing all that information that it has to offer. And our AHU online team. So I cannot speak highly enough of these individuals on this team. They are an incredible group of people. And so they are always willing to help you with whatever questions you have. If you're uncertain about something, we would rather you reach out and ask than to sit there in the dark and not know. So these are great individuals. Even if you are not part of our program yet and you just have an interest in it, or you want a few more questions answered, please feel free to reach out to any of these individuals because they will be able to navigate you through that process. And then lastly, through our online.ahu.edu website, you can schedule an appointment. This is if you just want to know a little bit more. They can always connect you to the program faculty that teach in these courses. If you have content-specific questions or modality-specific questions, we can always support you on that. There's also an option for you to request more information about our programs. And then of course the apply now option. If this is something that you feel is in your realm and you are interested in pursuing higher education, then you can certainly apply to the program. So I will take any questions if those are
Yes, Jenna, we
available.
actually do have a good question to start off with. First, somebody asked, can sonographers choose a different degree specialty track like CT or MRI?
Okay, so that is a unique question. So thank you for asking that. Sonographers do have the ability to advance in their degrees. Through the American Registry of Radiologic Technologists, the sonographer is able to get a post-primary certification in magnetic resonance imaging, but not in computed tomography. And that is a national registry requirement. It's a great question.
Perfect. So we've got another question as well. It says, what are some of the course options in the interdisciplinary track?
Okay, thank you. So the interdisciplinary track is really just kind of peppering all the different modalities into this track. So if you want to know a little bit more about CT and a little bit more about MRI, you can certainly take a mix of classes from CT or MR. We also have the ability in this interdisciplinary track for those individuals that really see themselves moving forward to a graduate level degree. So if you're looking for a master's degree after you finish your bachelor's, then there are courses here at AHU that you can take that set you right up for going into our Master's of Healthcare Administration program.
Awesome. Well, Jenna, I'm going to give you a little break here now because this next question is more directed to my wonderful colleague, Amanda. We have somebody asking or mentioning that they don't have any experience with online school. So what can I do to be successful?
Thank you, Jennifer. We've got all sorts of great, helpful resources for a student. A lot of our students haven't been in school for a while, so we fully understand that. Your student success managers are there to help you. They actually have access to all of your courses and can guide you step by step into the courses. They can make sure that you're seeing everything that you need to see. You'll have access to an orientation course that will actually teach you how to use that online platform while you're using it. We also have lots of academic success resources such as a writing center, tutoring. We even have mental health professionals. So all of these resources will be available to you. Even though you're an online student, the on-campus resources are all possible to meet with you and make sure that you're successful in those online courses. So you will have somebody by your side navigating the entire online world, whether you've done it before or haven't been in school in 20 years.
Awesome. Thank you, Amanda. The next question, Jenna, I guess it's back to you again. But we have somebody stating that it's been a while since they've written a paper. So they were wondering if their research papers required in any of these programs or courses.
Perfect. So there are writing requirements embedded in each of these courses, and the goal of that is to create scholarly writing. As you progress on to a master's degree or certificate degrees, we want you to be good writers. And so AHU has a writing center that is available to all students and where you can submit your written documentation and they will review it for APA, grammar, structure, and things like that. Additionally, when you are in courses, your course faculty are available to you as a resource as well.
Great. And this next question, it just makes me think a lot about really our student population in general. So I don't want them to feel like they're alone, but I feel like anybody can kind of chime in and answer this. They're saying that they work full time and won't be able to take a full course load. Is that okay?
Perfect. So you can take as many courses or as little number of courses as you desire. The kind of caveat to that is financial aid. So if you were looking to get financial assistance, you must take at least 6 credit hours per trimester. But we can work with you to create a schedule that works well with you.
Wonderful. And we've got another question. So I love it. They're just streaming in. Somebody's asking, what are the deadlines for joining the different certificate programs?
Perfect. So for our MRI program, we start that in the spring. So our deadlines are prior to that, and Jennifer and Amanda can probably give me those specifics. But we start those courses in the spring. For CT and for vascular, those start in the summer.
And I can give you, so for MRI that starts in the spring, your application deadline is going to be November 30th. And then the summer semester starts, application deadline is going to be April 11th. So you have some time.
Wonderful. All right, so I'm not sure if there's any last questions. Okay, we did have one that just popped in time. They're asking, do I have to take classes every term or can I take a semester off?
I am going to push that one over to Amanda.
Sure. So for the BSRS and BSIS degrees, you can absolutely take a semester off. So it's meant to ebb and flow with you in your life. So if you need one semester off, you can take that. If you need 2 semesters off, you can take that and still maintain your status in the program. With the certificate programs, those courses are offered in a very specific sequence. So that wouldn't be an ideal scenario for you to stop out.
Excellent. And just want to give another chance for any last questions. Okay, so it looks like we do have one final question that came in. It says, I am a rad tech, but I graduated from a diploma program. Can I still apply for the bachelor's? I am ARRT certified.
So I will talk a little bit about that, but Amanda is so good at this one too. We have students who are in that same situation, and so we understand that. We do have a bridge program in which you can bridge over to this degree, and you do get validation credits for being ARRT registered, so that is really helpful. So our online support team, as well as our registrar, we work very closely together to make sure that you are set up for success. Amanda,
speaking more to that, when you apply for the program and you submit all of your transcripts, the admissions office is actually going to review that. They'll review what program you graduated from, what courses you actually took. They'll work directly with the Office of Registrar, and they'll decide what courses you need to take in addition to just the standard program courses. So we call that bridge pathway. So it's basically bridging over some of that gap that you may have developed with the diploma program. So that's absolutely possible.
All right, Jenna, so that was all the questions that we had. I don't know if you wanted to add anything else before we're done.
I think that was it. Thank you all so much for your questions. Those are really great questions. Yep, I think we're good. Yeah. If there's anything else, you know how to connect with us. You can go back through this. We have it recorded, so you can watch it again later. That way, if you have questions, just reach out to those individuals where their emails are located.
Have a great evening, everyone.